Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I would like to welcome you all for His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj's daily call. Today we'll be doing from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 10, verse number 31. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
No, we won't do that verse.
Oh, okay, fine. We'll be doing something else, Maharaj?
Oh, yeah.
What shall I share?
Nothing.
Okay.
We don't have many people, huh? We only got 10, not even 10. 10 people, yeah. Okay. Om Gyantimirandasya Gina Jana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Ma Om Vishnu Padai Krishna Pastai Bhutale. No, let's see, wait a minute. Delay Srimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaudavani Pachadine. Nirvasesa Sunyavadi Pastyatya Satarne. Vanchakalpatarubhischa Kripa Sindhubevacha. Titanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah, go ahead. Go to the verse. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Tvam charma mamsa rudiram medamajasti dantavaha Bhumyapte jomaya sapta pranovyomam bhuvayubihi. The 7 elements of the body, namely the thin layer of the skin itself, the flesh, blood, fat, marrow, and bone are all made of earth, water, and fire. Whereas the life breath is produced by the sky, water, and air. Purport. Construction of the whole material world is prominently made by 3 elements, namely earth, water, and fire. But the living entity is produced by sky, air, and water. So water is the common element in both the gross and subtle forms of all material creation. And it should be noted within that due to necessity, water being most prominent in material creation is the principal element of all the 5. This material body is thus an embodiment of the 5 elements, and the gross manifestation is perceived because of the 3, namely earth, water, and fire. Sensations of touch are produced through the thin layer on the skin, and bone is as good as hard stone. The breathing air of life is produced by sky, air, and water. Therefore, open air, regular bath, and ample space. Open air, regular bath, and ample spaces to which to live are favorable for healthy vitality. Fresh produce from the earth like grains and vegetables, as well as fresh water and heat, is good for the upkeep of the gross body. Prabhupada ki jai. So here, a little bit more about how the material world is constructed. Bhumera panalobayu, kamana bude vacha, ahankara iti ame, vina prakriti astada. Earth, water, fire, air, ether make up the gross material elements and mind, intelligence, and the sense of self, or the sense of material self, false ego, ahankara, make up the subtle elements of the living entity. But the whole cosmic creation basically is earth, water, and fire. Just like if you want to make cement or brick, you take some earth, you mix it with some water, and you put it into fire, and you have a brick. That's how they make bricks, different combinations of earth and water. Different kinds of earth depends on it, and then you get different kinds of bricks or cement, things that we make buildings out of, and which is main elements of the material energy. Water being prominent, they say you can live without food for many days, but you can't live without water for more than 4 or 5 days. It becomes very difficult to carry on. Of course, there are people who can do it even longer than that, but still, water is needed because water nourishes the organs of the body, and people can suffer from dehydration without proper water, and then the organs don't work to their capacity and sometimes break down if there's no water after a while. Water is necessary. The body contains much water, but it's mostly earth. Our body is made mostly of earth or flesh. But water is also there, and fire is the digestion, as Krishna says, I am the fire of digestion. So without digestion, you can't break down your food. Without breaking down your food, you cannot receive the benefits of the food, and therefore you also need fire. All of these elements. So if you look at the whole material world, that's all it is. Earth, water, and fire. Air is there to move things around. The sky is also there as space. Sky is space. Like that. Which in between is earth, water, fire, and air. You can see how Bhagavatam tells you about everything. Not only about the spiritual essence of life, but about how the material world is constituted, how it moves, how it moves in an effective way, how it moves in an ineffective way. Everything is there. You study Bhagavatam, you can find everything you need in how to live life, and actually in a healthy way, and also achieve the goal of life, which is Prema Pumartha Mahan, to connect with Krishna by serving Krishna in devotion and awakening our natural attraction for Krishna through service of Krishna base that is imbued with the mood of devotion. Everything is in Bhagavatam. A lot about how the cosmic creation works, the elements, the ingredients, how it is manifested, how it acts when it's manifested, how it starts to destroy after a period of time, and how the elements change. Just like the 5 elements are produced one after another until everything is there, and then the creation manifests. But when there is annihilation, then earth merges back into fire. Earth merges into water, water into fire, fire into air, air into ether, ether back into the cosmic mind, and then the intelligence, and then ultimately the sense of false ego, which is the beginning of the material energy. So creation and dissolution are systematically produced. This is given more explanation in the 26th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, 26th chapter. You'll find a more detailed explanation of how everything is manifested, how everything changes, the subtle aspects of the material energy. Because Krishna consciousness or devotional service is the subtlest of the subtlest. It's even subtler than the subtle energy. So we can see how using the material energies and engaging in devotional service, we can maximize the effects of our devotional service. So all of this is nice. Prabhupada gives another open air, regular bath, ample space. If you're crowded into, like people live in these things called apartments, which is a little box elevated above the earth. You're distance from the earth, you're up in the air. You are squeezed into this little box, you have hardly any space. You walk out and there's another door with another family right next to you. And people are crowded. And then they wonder why there's anxiety, there's ill health. You know, we live outside. People who live, sometimes people who don't live in a house, they just live outside. They're usually very healthy and they're more happier too. Of course, you can construct a very simple dwelling, but you should be free from encumbrances around you, where you can walk out, get fresh air, and get being close to nature, because we're part of nature. So city life is hell, pretty much. City life is not even life, it's just it's an economic adventure, that's all it is, just for a few people to get rich, that's all. And everyone else lives and they think this is natural, but it's actually causing them ill health, anxiety, and so many other problems. Cities are full of unnecessary noise, pollution, various types of negative energies, especially electronic energies, which are everywhere. People are actually committing suicide the way they live. It's a slow form of suicide, but it's happening. Therefore, to live naturally means to live close to nature, depend on nature. Instead of getting food that is from supermarkets that are full of pesticides, herbicides, and other things, they don't even tell you what they put in there, which is really poisoning the body. It gets into the cells, just like now there's a big big rise in cancer everywhere now. This is all due to wrong living. Cancer was not so much known in previous ages, but it's a feature of this age because of the way we live. You could get all kinds of sickness, cancer, radical cells generate in the body, and they kill the good cells, and then you have cancer. Because a lot of poison gets into the cells from the foods we eat, from the air we breathe, from the electronic devices that we use. And then we're wondering why we get sick, even though we make an effort to keep good health. This is due to wrong living. And we made that point. I think we tried to go to the verse a few days ago. We were speaking on the same subject, but we didn't get to that verse. For some reason, I think the internet dropped. But let's go to that verse now. It's the first canto, first chapter. Srimad Bhagavatam 1:110. And then just go down to the purport, and that's all. Just leave it there. Right there, so stop there. Stop. The devotees are anxious for the spiritual improvement of the general public. When the sages of Namavisarana analyzed the state of affairs of the people in the Kali Yuga, they foresaw that men would live short lives in Kali Yuga. The duration of life is short, not so much because of insufficient food, because of irregular habits. By keeping regular habits and eating simple food, any man can maintain his health. Overeating, over sense gratification, over dependence on another's mercy, and artificial standards of living sap the very vitality of human energy. Therefore, the duration of life is shortened. You see, the way we live is just, as I said, it's a form of suicide. So Prabhupada gave us the formula, back to the land. Grow your own food. Make your own houses. Whatever we have to work for. And we go get jobs. And you make money from the jobs, and we buy the things we need. But why even work? Just work to produce the things you need directly, instead of having to go through this whole system of working for someone and then going shopping, buying things, and spending. It's the most it's a feature of a demoniac civilization. And then there's so much crime, so much cheating. When money is there, there is so much illegal activities, all centered around getting money. So Prabhupada said, yeah, get some land, create a community of devotees living together, develop the land. Food, Prabhupada said the food you produce on your own farms is 100 times more nutritious than what you buy in the stores. And it's also a product of devotion. Keep cows. Cows, if you keep cows nicely, you give them what they need to live, they'll give you everything you need. They'll give you nutritious food in the form of milk. They'll also they'll fertilize the soil by walking on it with their hooves. You can produce methane gas from cow dung. Medicines can be produced from cow dung. Cow is God's gift to human culture for livelihood. Says that cows, Brahminical culture and worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead make up a holistic, progressive, God-conscious society. But we're stuck in these cities, and we buy cars, and then the cars break, then there's a shortage of fuel, and you have to get money to buy fuel, and the fuel prices go up. When there's a war in the Middle East or something, then there's a shortage of oil. And it's just it's a crazy civilization. It's really mad. It's actually mad. It's insane. But we accept it. We accept insanity as sanity. Because we're forced into that situation, we think that's the only alternative. But that's not the way people lived 350 years ago. They were living close to the land. People weren't as sick. They also lived longer. They weren't as sick as we are now. Hospitals are full. Even the hospitals can't even supply enough room for patients. They're opening more hospitals just to take care of people who are sick. And even if you go to a hospital, you're never guaranteed you're going to get well anyway. So it's just, it's a crazy civilization. So unless we move towards self-sufficiency, cow protection, cow care, and develop Krishna consciousness within that environment, we will continue to struggle just to maintain ourselves. And as it says here, by keeping regular habits and eating simple food, any man can maintain his health. We don't have regular habits. We work odd hours. Sometimes we work 2 jobs just to get money. Yeah. We have to pay for education. There's no need to pay for education. Anyway, these are some of the features of Kali Yuga. And back to the land. Simple living, high thinking. Prabhupada gave us that phrase. We're so busy trying to get what we need to live, we have no time, not a sufficient time for Krishna consciousness. So yeah, so Bhagavatam gives you all the answers on all levels on how human society can progress to the goal of life and also be happy and healthy while we're still on this earth planet. Disease is a feature of inordinate lifestyle. Most diseases, anyway. Okay. So there's so much we can say here. Go back to the verse so we can. Okay, so this is about creation and a little bit about how to live more in a healthy and a more natural way. Any questions or comments? I could have said a lot more, but I didn't. So I was going to leave it open for discussion.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj, for your time and reminding us again about the life what we are living is not very nice. We should go back to the previous one, which was really nice and healthy. Dear devotees, thank you so much for joining. And if you have any questions, please raise your hand. And if you have any realization, also you can share. Also, if you can't talk, please type in the chat and I'll read on your behalf. And if you can, please put your cameras on. Thank you.
Understand that this society is created for economic gain only. It has nothing to do with the welfare of the human species.
So true.
So big people who have power, want to control the material elements and get as much money and power and position so they can exploit both the earth and to other living entities. If you don't see behind the whole thing, you'll just accept it as being an anomaly of some difficulty. It's a planned form of exploitation, and everyone's suffering.
Yeah, we can see now petrol is going low from the earth as well. So they are trying to get the electric car then and using the solar energy. So it's just exploit everything, whatever is available.
That has so many problems too, also. As Prahlad Maharaj says, material solutions to material problems are more problematic than the problems. We create problems by trying to solve a problem with a material problem solution.
It's a vicious circle, isn't it, Guru Maharaj? It's just never ending.
You get out of it if you want to.
Yeah, we need to get out of that. That's it. Go back to the natural way.
I was just talking to one of my disciples. The whole government system in America is shutting down. They're firing all of government employees. and he has no more work, and he can't live, so he's leaving the U.S. just to resettle back into India again, so he can start his life all over again. Yeah.
Okay, Bhagwan Chaitanya Das has raised his hand. Please go ahead, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Actually, I am returning from the temple. We just finished Mangalarati. So feeling very good here. So Maharaj, we talked about, I'm sorry, Maharaj, as you can see, I'm driving. We talked about how many people just exploit the resources of the universe for their own pleasure, the benefit, and everything. And we teach the opposite. We want to pay respect to Mother Earth and only take the resources that we want and live in farm communities and stuff like that. So some may say that this will impede progress. So are we fine with that, Maharaj? Are we fine with living? So some may say then you'll be stuck in the medieval times, stuff like that, and you will not have airplanes to fly in. That seems irrelevant. We should be fine without airplanes, right, Maharaj?
They just make statements with no meaning behind it.
Yeah.
If you want to justify your way of thinking, you can say anything. When you analyze it, it has no substance to it, no truth to it.
Right.
Medieval times, I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You don't have to give up
Yeah.
things. We just have to we just have to stop exploiting Mother Earth.
Right.
Take whatever Mother Earth gives us to live now. The history books are written in such a way as to give you all kinds of wrong ideas of what it was in the past.
Yes.
People live longer and healthier, but because we're products of nature, if we try to live outside of nature and exploit nature at the end of time, nature will destroy us. Nature is mother. The earth is called Bhumi, Mother Bhumi. We get just like you get your life from your mother. She nourishes you, she takes care of you. The earth does that also. She provides air, food, water,
Yes.
space, everything is there. So if we try to, take things from our mother in a way harmful to the earth, get a reaction for that. Just like if your mother's trying to take care of you and you do something to harm her, she might slap you.
She has. So it is nuanced, Maharaj. We can make progress, but we have to be mindful and respectful, and to how we use it and what we take and what we don't.
All we have to do is take Prabhupada's formula he gave her. He said for every city temple, there should be a farm community. He didn't say stop the city temples. He said have a farm community for every city temple where you can grow your own food, get fresh produce, milk, and everything. And those who are family people, they can live in the farm and live a more natural life. You can have schools there. You can develop crafts and arts, so many things. Because we haven't entered into that lifestyle, we think it's primitive or limited. It's not. There's so many things we can do.
Yes. I'm also reminded, Maharaj, how important knowledge of Shastra is. I just thought about Ishopanishad, I think, where it says, take only what you need. Take only what you need. That is such an important instruction, right, Maharaj?
And then the next verse says, if you take only what you need and understand that everything is owned and controlled by the Lord, you can aspire to live for 100 years, more than 100 years.
Go.
That's the number. Oh, Ishabasamidam sarvam.
Sarvam.
Yagam jagat tena jaktena buddhisaha madridahakasaswidanam. Everything animate and inanimate is owned and controlled by the Supreme Lord.
Supreme Lord.
God's our father, and the mother, and nature is our mother. Father supplies mother whatever she needs to maintain the children. But if we slap our mother, then she's gonna do something to kick back, because Mother Nature works according to an organized plan. And if you don't follow that pattern, you act outside of nature. You can't get either the benefits of it, and you also find yourself in a difficult situation. Just like keeping your health.
Yes.
You do something to keep your body healthy. You have to avoid certain things. You have to avoid certain foods. You have to do something that is beneficial. You need certain vitamins. You should not, you should get so much rest. Everything, we're so much controlled by the earth and everything coming from the earth. But we want to take from the earth and create a lifestyle that is based on just getting more material things. And we think that that's success. It's on the material level.
So true, Maharaj. That's why Mother Earth sometimes sends earthquakes.
Earth, natural calamities are just reactions from the earth to punish the living entities. Really, that's what it is. That's in Shiv. It's like in India is Bhumi. So the sun is shining all the time. When you go to London, if you get sunshine for a week, you're lucky.
Yes, you're very lucky. Yeah.
So true.
So true, so true.
He was interviewed on one talk show, and the moderator, the interviewer said, "Swamiji, what is your conception of hell?" Prabhupada said, "London."
So funny.
And then he said, "It's always cold and dark here. Times, you made some civilization out of this small island."
They did.
Rabindranath Tagore, he came to London one time and said, "Boy, people go so fast, they're going to fall into the ocean." So then Prabhupada said, "Yeah, but just like in India, the people are pious and everything is, the sun is shining all the time, like that." So of course, now it's being a little bit affected by Western civilization. So
Yes.
there's calamities everywhere, but ultimately, it's about lifestyle.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for that question. It was a really nice discussion. Abhishek Dubey, Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, this is all glory to Shiva Prabhupada. Maharaj has written in the scriptures that cow gives religion in the form of liquid. But as we are seeing nowadays, cow are used as commodity for milk production. And also we can't keep cows at our home. So what we should do in that situation, we should take the packet milk from the market or we should not drink that milk.
Well, you're drinking blood milk. That's what it is. The milk is not healthy anyway. When you pasteurize milk, you destroy its nutrients. So, yeah, just like I'm taking milk every day here. I'm in Govardhan. We have cows here. I mean, cows are everywhere here. Can't even drive. They're all over the streets, the cows. Yeah, but people have farms. I mean, in India, there's a lot of cheaters, of course, who take advantage to sell milk that is not of high quality and mix it with water to make it bigger. But that's the cheating system. But that's because of a class of people who are trying to exploit. But ultimately, if you have cows, first of all, you need land. And second, you need agriculture. And then you bring in cows. A family of 4 can live with 1 cow. But our Prabhupada's idea for Krishna consciousness is community. The city temples are meant for preaching, to invite people and to take part in Krishna consciousness. But for lifestyle, we're not meant to live in these hellish cities. And Prabhupada, he outlined the whole thing. Prabhupada was a visionary, both in the material sense and in the spiritual sense. Grow your own food. Get some land. Create a community. If devotees live together as families, you have so many families living together on one area, and you have enough space for children to run around in, and you don't have to worry about running here and there just to make money. You can produce all of your necessities right on the land. And you can also have certain modern things, and you don't have to stop using as many of the amenities that we use today. But everything has to be centered around Krishna or God consciousness. You'll see things are going to get worse. I've been talking about this a lot because it's happening. Western society is crumbling and it's going to collapse. There's no doubt about it. It's just a matter of time. It's collapsing now. And the collapse is going to be hellish for people. It's going to be disastrous. What's happening right now is so bad, it's just slowly. Prabhupada said it. He said it in 1973. He said, because he said it's based on a false premise. He said money is not a foundation for culture. Human values, spiritual values, aesthetic values, family values, these things make up human culture, not money. Money, what is money? It's fake anyway. It's just a piece of paper. It's all it is. We're being cheated every minute. They hand you a piece of paper. And then they say you've got some wealth. You don't have any wealth. It's just paper. It's all it is. And so, yeah. So Prabhupada said in 50 years, from 1973 to 2023 was 50 years. You'll see things are really falling apart everywhere in the world. Shortages, crises, a lot of social unrest. The predictions for the next couple of years on the astrological level is there won't be any wars. Wars will somehow or other settle down, but there'll be a lot of turmoil on the social and political levels. That's the prediction of the next 2 years, according to some expert astrologers. And there's millions of people who are scrambling to get food, put it in their basements, get water, people are getting ready for the collapse. It's all over. It's happening in many of the major countries in the world now. People are stockpiling, just living things. It's happening. So we want to wait until everything falls apart. We need to simplify our lifestyle and become dependent on Krishna and nature instead of being dependent on, an outside agency that doesn't care really anything about you and just wants to use you in order so they can further their own livelihood in terms of getting more and more. That's yeah, you see it. It's happening. We don't need a crisis to wake up. It's the warning's already there. Srila Prabhupada has given us. He gave us like thousands of statements in regard to what I'm speaking about. Thousands of statements. Get back to nature. Get out of these, what we say, cycles of working hard. Simply you get some piece of paper which has really no value. The government changes, the paper changes. If the government collapses, your paper is just what it is. Nice, pretty looking paper. That's so I'm sounding like a doomsday prophet, but what I'm saying is happening right now. As I told you, just like in America right now, people are scrambling because they're losing their jobs. Like crazy. Like crazy. One devotee, he was telling me, I have no work anymore. I'm out. I can't get any work. October 3rd was October 1st. It was a big government collapse. They fired thousands of people from the government. He has no work. He's got a family with 2 children. And his only alternative is to go back to India and resettle in where he was before he came. This is happening all so many places. The UK is leading the world in crisis. This is so many crises there. The bigger cities around the world are the ones that are really undergoing a lot of turmoil.
That is so true, Maharaj. Everywhere it is like this. It's nobody knows when will they be out of the job. It's not easy.
It's only going in one direction.
It is true. The governments are collapsing here as well. It's not like it's very, very steady and safe. It's just every day you hear so many stuff. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, Prabhupada just told us, go back to he said it when he first came to America, when he started preaching, he was, live like Krishna lived, or simple.
True.
Doing need, like televisions and all kinds of electronic gadgets, just to occupy our mind with something.
Yeah, just a distraction, just to keep quiet like a child. You give him something to play with, and that's it. So they just keep quiet. It's really, really so bad if you think. Horrible.
Yeah, I don't want to kind of berate the subject matter, but we should think about it in terms of looking for alternatives. We might find ourselves, we are finding ourselves, devotees are already experiencing it, and people in general also experiencing it, even more so than devotees.
But surprisingly, Maharaj, nobody's coming forward and to see that, yeah, let's do it. That's the problem. I don't know why. It's just,
Because they're thinking the things are going to change or get better.
don't
Cutting back.
know. Yeah,
One of the dangers is crime will increase. That's the biggest problem.
true.
UK is one of the biggest crime areas in the breaking into houses and stealing is the biggest crime in London.
Yeah.
Every house has security, what they call
System, yeah, but there's nothing, no help. It doesn't help much, Maharaj. It doesn't help much.
Yeah, I
Just,
know one Kauri family, 4 times their house got broken into. 4 times. I mean, it's happening all the time. And if
yeah,
you're Indian, they look to see if it's an Indian house, and they think there's jewelry there because they know that women, Indian women, they have jewelry when they get married. So they get all of these, and so they go for that. So don't display any kind of Indian symbols on the outside of your house so they can pick up on it. When I come to live in the UK, I make sure all the doors are locked and the security alarms are all set. It's like, whoa. The only good thing is that there's no, you can't carry firearms in the UK, but in America, people have so many firearms. 85% of the population is armed. And not just with small stuff, they got automatic rifles and various types of, ammunition.
Mm. Yeah, it's not official yet in UK, but the crime is still increasing. So it's like you can see that the people are carrying it. They've got the knives and stuff with them anyways.
Well, what I'm saying is that when society starts to collapse,
Mm.
crime will increase because people will take to crime in order to survive.
Yeah. Prasiddha Chaitanya Prabhu, do you have a question?
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances in your lotus feet, Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, as you are explaining about the current scenario of the society and all the society system has been collapsed, and in the lecture also in the Ujjain lecture also you are telling about the how protection can be protect our society, and you were telling our 95 problem solution has been done by only if you are take care of cows and you can protect them, because in the next 30th Gopashtami is coming. So what should be our mood for for the cows production and safety of cow, and how can we make our tendency and awareness for people so that we can, even we also can uh, you know more cautious about their protection, and we can aware people so that we can start and move any such type of movement so that cow protection can be done.
Well, people are aware of it. They just don't change. That's all. They just go on and adjust everything. Um, the point I was making in reference to what you said was that if you take care of cows, Krishna will take care of you, because cows are very dear to Krishna. He's called Gopal, Govinda. This planet is called Goloka. Krishna spent most of the time when he was on Earth with the cows, more than any other time of the day with the cows. So, in other words, if you take care of cows, everything will be auspicious. They bring auspiciousness also. The cow embodies all of the demigods within them. Lakshmi, it says Lakshmi exists within cow dung. Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune. And so cows were given by God to the human culture in order to stabilize our material life and nourish our material life, and at the same time for our worship, because when worship, we use cow ingredients for worship. You put cow dung and cow urine on the deity. Cow is pure. It's called panchagavya. Milk, yogurt, ghee, cow dung, and cow urine. You do puja. Now the secular society is realizing that people have psychological problems they live with cows, they get over their psychological problems. They turned it into some franchise now. They call it cow cuddling. It's mostly they give it to kids who are deficient, kids who are neurotic or depressed, like that. And they charge you $1,000 an hour, and the kid hangs around the cow, cuddles the cow, and the kid comes out and he feels really happy, peaceful. I've seen it with devotees too. Devotees who work with cows are peaceful. They're happy. You have to, of course, you have to take care of cows. They require care also. They have to make this. If you go to our Govardhan Eco Village, we have 105 cows there, and many calves also. We're building more and more buildings in order to take care of the cows and give them more room, because you don't want to squash all of these cows into one smaller goshala. So we're creating many smaller goshalas where the cows can have enough room for themselves. Those cows need space. It says that it takes one acre of land for every cow you have.
Mm-hmm.
So taking care of cows is I mean, there's a lot of things you need to do it right. And of course, you need the land. That's the first thing. And you need people who know how to take care of cows also. And there are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Thank
yeah,
you. Hmm.
I think I mentioned one time in New Vrindavan, we had a series of difficulties that were coming up in the community. There was a lot of problems. So the leaders in the community got together, and one devotee who was a sannyasi, he was a leader also. He said, well, we've been trying to solve these problems in different ways, but we're not successful. He said, I want to propose a solution. He said, let's put all our energy in taking care of the cows. And if we can do that, I'm sure Krishna will help us in our struggles to work out our difficulties. And that's what happened.
Mm.
In 6 months, all the problems were gone because they put a lot of energy, time, and effort and resources in taking better care of the cows. Then all the problems were gone. I know a devotee now, he's a good friend of mine. And he says any success he has in life is because he's taking care of cows.
Wow.
He has a program where he takes cows off the streets in India,
Mm-hmm.
gives them a home,
Mm-hmm.
and usually cows that are being neglected or being abused, sick cows, he takes them and takes care of them. And he gives them a place to stay. And he has a whole agency that he raises money in order to do it.
Whereabouts is he based, Guru Maharaj?
Huh?
Whereabouts is the devotee based? Where does he live?
Mayapur.
Mayapur. Okay.
Outside of the compound of Mayapur, in the village area.
Mm-hmm. There is a nice comment on the chat as well, Maharaj, from the Brajahari Das Prabhu. He says that by keeping regular habits and eating simple food, any man can maintain his health. Overeating, over sense gratification, over dependence on another's mercy, and artificial standards of living sap the very vitality of human energy. Therefore, the duration of life is shortened. But he asked the question saying that Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, what is the meaning of over dependence on another's mercy?
Yeah, well, it depends on everybody. It depends so much on others for whatever you need. Depend on Krishna and work to those who become over dependent on others, they become ineffectual in doing whatever they need to do.
Mm.
In other words, it's people who just they put everything that they need on others for them to get whatever they need. that cripples both the mentality and the physical body of a person.
Mm.
Become what we say, you lose your
Independence, isn't it, Maharaj?
lose your self-worth. There's no self-esteem anymore. So
Yeah. Thank you. Braj Haridas Prabhu, does it help?
work together.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
You can work together with others, but to become overly dependent for your personal needs means, you become crippled-minded.
There's another nice comment from Rishabhadas Prabhu Maharaj. It says that when you start your own farm, that your disciples can come and develop with you. Can you do that, please?
We got a farm going already. I
Where?
have huh?
Whereabouts is it, Maharaj?
In Croatia. It
Okay.
should be, we're pretty soon. I'm going to ask devotees to come and help us build it.
Yes, please.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We got a good piece of land, and it's happening now. I'm not just talking about this. I'm going to also do something.
That'd be so nice.
Yeah, we have some buildings on the place, and still needs developing in the agricultural area. But it's just right near a river.
Thank you.
I was told by the devotees who are working on it now, they say by the summer of next year, it should be up and running.
Wow. Amazing.
And then we'll invite the devotees to come, and you will even have enough space. You can build your own house there and live.
Yes. That'll be nice. Thank you. Sridevi Mataji has raised her hand. Sridevi Mataji?
Hare Krishna. Can
Yes,
you hear
Hare
me?
Krishna. Yes, Mataji, very clearly.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Prabhupada. I'm asking a question to Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, I can't ask the question now. My roommate wants to sleep, so I'm sorry.
Mataji, please type in the chat if you can. I will read it on your behalf.
Okay. Anyone else?
Any other questions or realization or comments? Please, you have a chance to do that now.
One of the things you can do now to prepare yourself is just downsize your needs. Throw out a lot of stuff you don't need. Give it away. Open up that closet. If you open up the door, probably everything will fall out. But anyway, just start giving it away.
Yeah, true. Rishabhanu Prabhu.
And like every year, we do the disciples meeting, and I always bring a large supply of things that I give away to the devotees. You can also come to the disciples meeting and bring all your junk too. Some of you might need a small truck to bring it in, but
We should have Kabut sale, Guru Maharaj. It'll be so good. We can raise some money for your farm.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my Danvat Pranams, humble obeisances. All glories to you and Prabhupada. I would like to comment on what Sukha Mataji said. Somewhere there has to be a beginning to try and have this idea of communal living. And I don't know, yeah, Guru Maharaj is here. The thoughts, the thoughts that go through my mind, at least the good sign, the encouraging sign is there is a process or a startup in Croatia. And I think in time, at least we could take advantage of staying there and understand this whole concept of communal living. Because the way things are, if you take my example, I'm retired. And as I have mentioned to you before, I am in the process of downsizing, simplifying life, but it's a balance to strike between living, meeting our needs, medical, and to be able to stay with devotional activities at the same time. So this is something I'm working on, and with time and blessings from you, it will take shape. So this is something I want to share as a comment from what you said.
Especially when we get old, you know, if you have community, you have so many people around you. When you're old, it's nice to have a lot of people around where you can, you know, connect with people, get more things. The worst thing is that when you get old, when you have to live alone with another old lady or another old man, then that's really hell.
Quite true.
You both can't help each other much either. Yeah, so it's just not, the community is the basis of happiness, basis is of development. People lived in community. This what they call it. What do we call it? Nuclear family. That's what we call it. They call it nuclear family. This is a product of capitalism, which has been prominent for a few hundred years only. So, see, capitalism works in such a way as they want to sell as many products as they can. So they divide people into smaller and smaller groups. So each group will buy everything. You have 4 people, you have 4 phones, you have 4 people, you have 4 computers, you have 4 people, you have 4 cars. Yeah, so capitalism is a way to divide people into smaller and smaller groups. That way they can sell more and more products. It's an economic adventure. But when people live in community, there's a nice book by one devotee, his name is Daneshwar, talks about spiritual economics. It's pretty good. How to live without money. Two systems, a system of trade and a system of what we say barter. Barter is trade, yeah. And also a system of sharing resources, sharing labor, sharing resources. Prabhupada's whole idea was Varnashram Dharma. He spoke about it all the time. Divide the society into different varnas, and every varna engages according to their own varna and contributes to the whole. That's the social body. Prabhupada said, without Varnashram Dharma, society is no better than animal society. So, for devotees, we call it Daivi Varnashram. That means serving the Lord according to your swadharma or your material propensity. So everyone has certain material propensities which are inherent in our nature, our material nature. So use those qualities to serve the Lord and contribute to a community where you have all of the things that you need in one area. Everything is there. You have your doctors, you have your farmers, you have your electricians, you have your people who are artists, you have your managers, you have all of the things that society has, but in an organized way. And Krishna is the center. One of my god sisters, she's traveling all around the world, speaking on this right now. She's giving lectures everywhere and empowering other people to also learn, and they're also coming up and giving lectures too. A lot's happening. I mean, the writing's on the wall. We have to get away from the dependence on Western technological society, which is killing the good qualities of everyone. Even if you're a devotee, you find yourself marginalized when you have to depend on secular society for your needs. And how much can you depend? We talked about that already. And just like I mentioned a couple of days ago in Portugal, it was in the end of April this year. And people were traveling in Portugal and Spain. There was even devotees went to that area. So there was a lot of travel in that area. So the secular society decided to do a little experiment. So they collapsed all of the communications. All the planes stopped, electricity stopped, everything stopped. And people were stranded without food, sleeping in the airports. And this went on for, I think, 16 days. And there was emergency people coming in and trying to help the people who were stuck. But that was planned just to see what would happen if things would happen or if things collapsed. That was a plan. There was a forced shutdown. But people thought it was an accident, but it wasn't. It was planned.
Yes, thank
That
you.
was a good. I had one man who was, he was stuck for 16 days, him and his family. They were freezing. They didn't have enough clothes. This was in April. I think he was telling how his children were just hardly surviving. His wife was trying to take care of the kids. She was freezing. This went on for like 16 days. It was really long. It was the end of April or beginning of May. It happened. Those of you who are in the UK, even some devotees in the UK got stranded there.
It wasn't too bad in UK, but yeah, can imagine. But saying that, Guru Maharaj, during COVID, we all were like strangled, sort of, and people were like becoming more social, seeing each other, and everybody liked it, frankly speaking.
Nobody liked being locked down.
It was post lockdown, anyways. They did not had no choice.
Yeah, but nobody liked it. It didn't mean it.
But saying no, but they some of the comments came afterwards, like less pollution was there. They could see the sky with the family, and like families were having nice time inside the house, talking to each other.
Yeah, you're talking about the environment. Yeah, because
Yeah.
things back from the environment. But what happened to people? They were becoming more and more mentally ill.
Yes.
That was
True, that was true as well. Yeah, there was a wrong side of it, but yeah.
following the lockdown. They were doing everything they can to get around it.
Mm.
If you want to punish somebody, confine them.
Mm. Yeah, if you are alone, definitely it was hard. Yeah.
Domestic violence statistic
This,
went.
yeah, yeah, it went very high. Yeah, you're right, Sridevi Mataji. Sridevi Mataji is asking about some more information on the Croatia farm, please.
I won't give you any more than I can actually give you at this time, but because things are still in the development stage. When I get back to Croatia in March, then I'll be able to see how things are developing.
Yeah, that should be something to work in that direction. And I think here in UK, amongst our God brothers and sisters, I'm sure there are people who are reaching retirement age where this concept of communal living could be explored. Because I think, as Guru Maharaj said, nothing is more comforting than having devotees surrounding you and, with different skills. So we have to make a start. And I think the God family and your disciples allow us to at least explore. Otherwise, we don't do much and we are back to square one.
Yeah. This is not something new. This is something that how people live for thousands of years.
Yes.
We're not talking about reinventing the wheel. It's already been done. And there's many communities. There's also Krishna conscious communities that are developing and already developed. Go if you're in the UK, go to Sita Ram's place. You're familiar with that Sita Ram?
No, no, Guru. Where is that?
It's not too far from London. It's about 2 hour drive from London. It's
Is
near
it the
Leicester.
Leicester? Is the Leicester one?
It's near Leicester.
Okay, yeah, yeah, I know about that one. Yes.
I went there this year just to see it. It was quite developing. But devotees need help to give a balanced community. You need agriculture. You need so many things to get the community into a holistic environment.
Mm.
Exercise in cow care, protection, milk, cheese, doing all of those things, some agriculture also. But how many people are coming to assist and to take up that lifestyle? Very few.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah,
Right.
because we're still plugged into our computers and cell phones.
And the supermarkets are providing the food. That's what they're saying, that oh, we are getting our food, we are getting everything what we want. It's okay now. We'll think when it stops.
Well, yeah, I got a report from one devotee. I think he was saying that everything. It was Raja. What was this? Rajanath was talking the other day. How I forgot something, and he couldn't use any of his electronic devices.
Mm.
So 3 days he just read books. Said I was the happiest time of my life.
Yeah, Rajabandal Prabhu said that. Yeah, that he stopped it for 3 days. It was really nice. Yeah.
We're products of nature. We're living outside of nature and trying to exploit nature for our own selfish interests. And we call it advancement. It's not advancement. We're not against technological using technical, electronic devices, but we're against the idea of exploitation. And doing it without keeping Krishna in the center, and all of this will not be successful. It's all about Krishna, keeping Krishna in the center, worshiping Krishna, so associating with devotees in the mood of worshiping Krishna. And you'll find your material life will be very easy. There'll be hardly anything to it because your spiritual life will nourish you completely. A little food, a place to stay, some health care when you need it. Take care of the material body doesn't require much.
Yeah, it's just our material desires requires all these issues, and then we are pulled into it so badly. Now, because of all these knowledge, we are like getting into it that this is wrong. We should stop it.
Take up spiritual desires.
Yeah, spiritual.
Material desires means going in the opposite direction.
Definitely, yeah. It's so ridiculous. We wasted so much time in that. Unnecessary.
If you want, I'll post this astrological reading. It goes all the way up to the end of 2026.
Oh, okay.
I'll send it to you right now.
Okay.
Let me see. Sukava, where are you? There you are. All right. Boom. There we go. Well, my phone is just suffering from a lack of internet. Anyway, when the internet comes on, you'll get it.
Okay, no worries. Thank you.
Doesn't work.
Dear devotees, any more discussion? This is such an important topic. Please ask any questions you have. You've got the chance at the moment. Or if you have any realization, please do it.
Prabhupada's phrase, simple living Krishna consciousness, means that if you live more naturally and simply, you'll have time for Krishna. You don't have time.
Like, definitely, isn't it? Like previously, people were in the evening, they did not have anything to do. So they used to sit together, sing all the nice devotional songs, do the kirtan, and then go to sleep every day, which was so nice. That lifestyle was amazing.
And people would come together and somebody would read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayan.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
What other scripture they would read from Mahabharata. And then people would end their day with some Krishna conscious.
Yeah. Just looking forward for that life, definitely.
Okay, so let's end it here because we have a program and it's our last program of this yatra.
Okay.
And it's already started, so I do have to depart. But anyway, think about what we've talked about.
Definitely. Maharaj, we can have one class on your Kartik Yatra afterwards. Is it possible?
Yeah.
That'll be so
Maybe
nice.
in 2 days.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai,
Jai.
His Chandramauli Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Guru Maharaj, thank you so much.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you all for joining. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you so
Mataji.
much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guru.